Good morning, students. Today, in this third lecture of biology, we will study the development of male gametophyte in the lesson reproduction in lower and higher plants. Before this development of male gametophyte, students, we have studied about the TS of anther and the structure of the flower. So after the TS of anther, in which we have studied how there was the formation of the pollen grains, which is also called the microspore, and this microspore or the pollen grain only is the first site of the development of male gametophyte. So first we will study the structure of microspore. Yes, this is the development of male gametophyte. If the question comes in the examination, explain the development of male gametophyte, then students, you have to draw all these 6 diagrams, right? So now one by one I will explain you everything. Yes. First we will study the structure of the microspore or the pollen grain. Yes, this diagram A is nothing but the structure of the microspore, which is also called the pollen grain. Here this pollen grain, each pollen grain is unicellular, uninucleate, spherical or oval haploid structure. It is having 2 layers. You can see in the diagram A, it is having 2 layers. Outer one is called the exine and inner one is called the intine, and both the layers together is called sporoderm. This exine outer layer, which is also called the exine, is made up of sporopollenin. It is one of the complex substance, and inner wall intine is made up of cellulose and pectin. This exine can be smooth or it can be rough. Exine, this is the exine, it can be smooth also and it can be rough also. And this exine at certain places it is interrupted, and this where the exine cannot be seen, this part is called the germ pore. These germ pores can be 1, 2 or 3 in a single microspore. Inside we can see the nucleus, and this nucleus is haploid. This nucleus is haploid and this is the cytoplasm. Now, after certain period of time, this nucleus divide into 2. Now come to the B diagram. This nucleus divide mitotically. Now there will be 2 mitotic cell division. Here first mitotic cell division is there, which will form 2 cells. One is called bigger one. This is the bigger cell and this is the smaller cell. Bigger cell is called the vegetative cell and smaller cell is called the generative cell. Vegetative cell is having the vegetative nucleus and generative cell is also having the one of the haploid nucleus. Microspore was the haploid, so these also will be the haploid nucleus. Now come to the C diagram. Now this generative cell, which is the smaller one, this will be embedded, this will float in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. This is bigger one is the vegetative cell and the smaller one is called the generative cell. And these are the germ pores. Come to the next diagram, D diagram. Yes, this is the important diagram. See, this was the vegetative cell and this was the generative cell. Now, slowly this generative cell again will go for a mitotic cell division, second mitotic division, and this generative cell will divide into two, and these two are called the male gametes. You can see in E diagram there are two male gametes, and this was the vegetative. Now this vegetative cell, this was the vegetative cell and this is the vegetative nucleus, which is also called the tube nucleus, or this is also called tube cell or the vegetative cell, and the nucleus is called vegetative nucleus or the tube nucleus, and axine intine will remain intact with the cell. Now, after this stage, this microspore, this axine will be like that only, and this intine will give out, it will burst out. At this condition, this microspore will go towards the stigma of another flower or of the same flower. It will go over there and pollination will takes place. What is pollination? The movement of the pollen grain from one flower to another flower is called the pollination. And in most of the angiosperms, this pollination takes place at this two cell stage, vegetative cell and the generative cell. The pollination takes place. So as soon as it is reaching towards the stigma of another flower or the same flower, this intine will come out through a germ pore. See, from here this was the axine, and through a germ pore this intine will come out in the form of a tube-like structure which is called the pollen tube. So this intine is coming out in the form of the pollen tube. Now this pollen tube is carrying, now both these male gametes will come out in the pollen tube. This pollen tube will increase in the size. How it will increase in the size? This pollen tube will go out in the style of the flower. In the previous lecture we have studied that pistil or the gynoecium or the carpel is having three parts: stigma, style and ovary. So these microspores will go towards the stigma, and as soon as this intine will come out through the germ pore, it will go in the style, and At the same time, from the ovary, one chemical will be secreted, and because of that chemical, this pollen tube will go downward and increase in size. So through the style it will go downward, and it will carry 2 male gametes and one tube nucleus. Afterward, this tube nucleus will get degenerate. So this pollen tube with 2 male gametes, thin cytoplasm and a sterile tube nucleus represents male gametophyte. This male gametophyte is highly reduced structure in angiosperms. So like that, from the microspore or the pollen grain, there is a formation of male gametophyte. Structure of anatropous ovule. You know very well, gynoecium is the female reproductive floral wall having individual members called the carpels. Each carpel consists of 3 structures: style, stigma and ovary. Upper one is called the stigma, then holostyle, and then the ovary is there. And ovary encloses one or more ovules in it. There can be one ovule also, and there can be many ovules also. So today we will study the structure of ovule. This is one of the ovule which is present inside the ovary, and this is the ovule only where there is a formation of egg is there. Now the question is that why it is called anatropous ovule. An ovule which has a bent axis and downwardly directed. See, you can see it is downwardly directed. The opening, one of the opening which is called micropyle, if it is downwardly directed, then that type of the ovule is called anatropous ovule, tilted downwardly. So it is called anatropous ovule. It is the most common type of the ovule in angiosperms. Megasporogenesis or formation of the megaspore and development of female gametophyte takes place inside the ovule. Now today we will study the structure of the ovule. The structure which is called the stalk or the funicle. Stalk of the ovule is also called the funicle, through which it is getting attached with the placenta. Second part is called the main part is called the body of the ovule. This is the body of the ovule, and this swollen part is called the body of the ovule, and this body of an ovule consists of many parts. First is called the nucellus. This nucellus is the diploid structure in which many diploid parenchymatous cells are present. Inside the nucleus, many diploid parenchymatous cells are present, and this is called the nucellus. outermost covering of the nucellus is called the integuments. Outermost you can see two integuments are there, and the function of the integuments are the protective. These integuments can be one also, it can be two also. In this ovule there are the two integuments. Two integuments are there and which are protective in nature. They give the protection to the developing embryo sac and the nucellus. And what is the function of the nucellus? It is nothing but the microsporangium of the ovule megasporangium, in which megasporogenesis or the development of female gametophyte takes place. The next upper one structure is called the chalaza. This chalaza is the basal part of the ovule, from where the integuments are getting developed. This is the chalaza only which is giving out the integuments. Next, micropyle. The integuments leave a narrow space, narrow opening at the terminal end of the nucellus, and this is called the micropyle. What is the function of this micropyle? This is giving the site to the pollen tube, or entry of the pollen tube takes place through the micropyle most of the time. Otherwise pollen tube can enter through the integuments also, through the chalaza also, but mostly it takes place through the entry of the pollen tube takes place through the micropyle. And the middle one is called the embryo sac. In a mature ovule, nucellus shows the presence of an oval-shaped haploid structure at the micropylar end. This is called embryo sac or the female gametophyte. It consists of 7 cells and 8 nuclei. You can see 3 up and 3 downward, and 2 in the center which are fused. So there are 8 nucleus, which I will explain you in the next lecture, and 7 cell structure, and this is the embryo sac or the female gametophyte. This female gametophyte at the micropylar end, it is having 3 cells. This side one is called the synergates, and the center one is called the, or middle one, better to say middle one is called the egg cell. They all are haploid. At the chalaza end, again 3 cells are there, and these 3 cells are called the antipodals. These are the antipodals. In the center there are polar nuclei are there, which gets fused with each other at the later stage, and it forms a diploid nucleus, which is also called the secondary nucleus. Now this embryo sac in angiosperm is monosporic, 7 celled and 8 nucleated structure. The function of the antipodals is, these are the accessory cells which degenerate after the fertilization. And the synergates, they show the way to the pollen tube to enter inside. And this egg cell, afterwards it gets fused with the male gamete and forms the diploid zygote. So this was all about the structure of the anatropous ovule. Thank you.